Hello, everyone. On behalf of Right Management, I welcome all of you to this session on how to understand or read your Assessment Development Center report and how to draft your individual development plan basis the same. At the start, we will first talk about what is an ADC or an Assessment Development Center and why is it designed so. Then we shall go through the ADC report and understand different sections of the report. We will also talk about the individual development plan or the IDP and what exactly does it mean and how could you draft your own IDP. Section 1 is an overview of the ADC. The Assessment Development Center, as the name suggests, is an employee assessment and development initiative. Organizations conduct ADCs to identify high potential employees, to understand the individual strengths and areas of development of individual employees, and also as a form of training need analysis. The overall ADC findings are indicative of what are the collective areas of development among the employees and what kind of training could benefit them. An ADC uses several types of tools or exercises designed to assess competencies within the organization. Now, these competencies include work-specific knowledge, skills, abilities, and attitudes. They are measured in terms of behaviors. For example, if we had to assess communication as a competency, we would actually be assessing different behaviors within communication. Let's say like listening skills, negotiation skills, ability to articulate and present oneself. The whole purpose of an ADC is to actually create a developmental plan for every participant. There can be no assessments without ratings. Let me share the rating scale used in this ADC. First and foremost, we need to understand that this ADC was designed to assess your future potential, not your current performance. It assesses to what extent you demonstrate the competencies for the next potential role. There are 3 ratings. They come in the form of D, P, and S. D or development means you will need to develop this competency further for the next level. P or proficient means you demonstrate as much of this competency as required for the next level. S or strength means you consistently demonstrate this competency across all ADC tools. The competencies which are marked as D refer to your areas of development or what we will now call AODs. Basis your collective performance in all the tools, there may be more than one competency you are marked at a D, or all may be marked as P, or a few may be marked as S. Let us also take a quick look at what are the outcomes of an ADC. How does it help the participants? It forces you to come out of your comfort zone, which is a good thing as that is a real test of your abilities. It acts as an opportunity to increase your self-awareness. An ADC highlights not only your strengths, but also brings forward your areas of development. It gives you more clarity in terms of where you stand with reference to the next potential role. And thus, it helps you make better decisions. We will now look at the different sections of the ADC report. All of you have received a report after the ADC. This report brings together evidence captured in the assessment. It is important to understand that it is solely based on your performance in the ADC, which assesses how you respond to unknown situations. This is not based on how you behave at your workplace. Hence, only the behavior you share gets recorded, and the same is used to generate results on this ADC report. The ADC or the ADC report does not talk about what you're capable of or what you think you could have done in that particular situation. It only talks about what you actually did. Like we mentioned, you were being assessed on certain competencies. The next section of the report has the definition of all these competencies that you were assessed on. These are from the MGL competency framework. These are strategic orientation, business understanding, customer focus, operational excellence, gets results, solution centric, networking and relationship management, teamwork and collaboration, and nurturing talent. It is important to understand that all these competencies are mapped to the ADC tools. The next section talks about the tools used to assess these competencies. Multiple tools were used to assess the same competencies, and consolidated inferences were drawn before placing your scores into a development, proficient, or strength category. You also gave the FIROB personality assessment. The next page in the report graphically represents your score in each of the competencies. Again, if you look closely, you will see the color coding where red denotes development, yellow denotes proficient, and green denotes strength. The next section in the report shares competency-wise insights. There is a competency name, a color-coded bar denoting the score in that particular competency, and a brief description of the behaviors you displayed or could have displayed within that competency. The following 2 pages speak about the findings of your personality assessment, that is the FIROB tool. FIROB is a personality assessment that demonstrates how you tend to behave with others and how you want others to behave towards you. It covers 3 sections called inclusion, control, and affection. Inclusion refers to your preference to being part of a group and being recognized. Control refers to your ability to influence the situation, your likelihood to lead and take up responsibility. Affection refers to being close with individuals and striking rapport with them. The last and the very crucial section in the report is the IDP section, or the Individual Development Plan section. Here, let us go through each page one by one. This section covers the developmental philosophy, that is, what is the IDP section or the IDP construct based upon. It explains the development philosophy based on the 70, 20, and 10 principle of learning. We shall cover this soon when we talk about how to draft our own IDPs. It also speaks about how you need to go about your development plan discussion with the coach. There are 3 stages in this. Prepare as to how you prepare for your discussion. Discuss. What do you actually discuss with the coach who will be present for your IDP session? And way forward, how you can monitor and progress on your IDP. The next page of your report mentions the bottom 2 competencies as identified in the ADC and suggests what you can do to improve your performance in these competencies. Please keep in mind, these are relatively bottom competencies. You may have scored a development in several competencies, but the least rated ones will appear here. Some of us may even have scored all proficients, but again, the least rated among them will appear here. The last section has the template you will use to make your own IDP. It includes your areas of interest. It has this section on your areas of development and the actions you will need to take within that. It also has a section where there is a completion date and a signature put in. This is so that you can take ownership of your own development plan. There is also monitoring and follow-up status section in this template. Now, before we can sum up today's session, we shall discuss the most important section or topic, and that is what is an IDP and how you can draft your own IDP. So let us understand the IDP better. Now, your individual development plan is a self-designed action plan. It could include both functional competencies as well as behavioral competencies. An IDP helps to improve on the developmental areas which have been identified. It also helps in acquiring new skills. What you do here is you set objectives and plans which help you perform in your current role as well as in your next potential role. The IDP is based on the very tried and tested 70-20-10 principle of learning, okay, where 70% refers to learning through experience, 20% is about learning through others, and 10% is about learning through structured courses and programs, which is essentially learning by self. So what is 70%? It refers to experiential activities or on-the-job opportunities. Examples could be keeping a journal, taking on live projects at work, taking on stretch assignments, shadowing experts who are good at that particular area which you need to develop, extending your role to include other opportunities, and participating in teams and projects where you get to practice new skills and behaviors. Let us look at the 20%. The 20% refers to people activities where you leverage on others to develop those skills which you need. Examples could include partnering with a mentor, you get yourself a mentor, taking help from colleagues, setting up meetings with subject matter experts. Again, these are experts in those competencies where you need to develop. Asking your colleague on a regular basis what you could be doing differently or better, that is getting feedback from them. Last but not the least, the 10%, where we are talking about structured courses and programs, refers to educational activities or self-learning initiatives. Here we are talking about reading books, reading articles, viewing videos on TED Talks or YouTube, Googling related topics on a regular basis and exploring interesting links, taking classes and self-development courses, also attending conferences and joining associations. Now that we have discussed the 70-20-10 principle of learning, let us look at how we can draft our own IDPs. This is the draft you will need to carry for your discussion with the RMI coach. Let us look at the 5 steps in creating an IDP. The first, you pick the bottom 2 areas of development from your ADC report. Then you draft your IDP basis the 70-20-10 principle. You finalize your IDP with the help of your manager and also seek HR support if required. Do not forget to include timelines for when you will monitor the IDP, for when you will complete your IDP. Also carry this draft of your IDP to the discussion with the RMI coach. There are a few important things you need to keep in mind while making your IDP. The first is that your areas of development should be relevant to your individual performance as well as your career aspirations. What do you lack in terms of what is needed for you in your next potential role? Focus on that. Second, getting your manager's support will help increase your accountability and commitment. Remember, it is as much your manager's responsibility to develop his or her team member as it is yours to develop your own self. Last and the most important is that action steps which you include in your IDP have to be specific, practical, observable, and measurable. This is the most important thing to keep in mind. Unless your IDP is based on the SMART goals or the SMART steps concept, it will not add much value to your development. Now, what is this SMART concept? SMART refers to specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound goals. When you make your IDP, there are some questions which you need to ask yourself. When you include an activity or an action plan in your individual development plan, ask yourself, is it clear? Is it focused? Is it unambiguous? Properly narrowed down? Ask yourself, can you tell whether it has been achieved or how much of it has been achieved? The action should always be measurable. Have you specified the actions which you take? So when you're writing down an action, make bullet points and say, this is what I need to do. This is how I will do it. This is the person who will monitor it. I will come to know that it is over by this time. Okay. The next is realistic. Is this goal actually achievable? Have you considered the difficulty level and the time frame? Be realistic when drafting your IDP. Last and most important is time bound. Have you specified a deadline? So this is a developmental journey which you will now start, okay? And let's say you have 6 months or 1 year to complete this developmental journey. Who is going to monitor you? What are the different actions you will undertake in these 2 or 3 areas of development? By when do you plan to complete this? Who will give you feedback or measure whether or not this has been accomplished? Hence, it's very important to base your IDP on the SMART principle. Now that you have a clear picture, sit down and make the first draft of your IDP using the template on the last page of your ABC report. Don't forget to use the 70-20-10 principle and the SMART methodology. Remember, drafting an IDP is only the beginning of your developmental journey. Regular work and consistent monitoring are equally important. We wish you all the best in your developmental journey. Thank you.